Fuck it up. Yo, who is that? Peace. We got.
I didn't know that's what that was gonna be.
Yeah.
That's not the one.
Well, we ought to. You know what? We ought to be good on music.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the chop and screw version going on. Majesty Her. Hey, what's up? Peace. Daniel, what's up, man? Peace to you. Yeah. What's good? Yeah, we cool. We cool. No complaints.
We great.
Yeah.
How you doing in this underworld bifurcation?
Yeah.
New Earth. Alternate timeline.
And that's what make us speak on that topic. Trimiar, peace.
Peace.
And Kit.
Oh, thank
Nanette.
you.
Thank you. What's that?
That's
J
Shady.
Girl.
What's up, J Girl?
Where you been?
I know you've been missing in action, huh?
What's
Peace,
up, Corey? Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait either because I don't even know what they're gonna be. We just go share our experience and hopefully, it resonates and meets you where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So peace everybody. I'm Campson Oracle.
And I am Ernest.
And we are
Remnants
Gathering, aka Widow Gang. It's been crazy. As you can see by the title, it's been crazy. Peace, Sageism.
Peace. What's up, Sage?
Come on in.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Phil, what's happening? Peace to you. You wanna turn your what's the name off?
What?
Notification.
They are. It's on Do Not Disturb.
Oh.
Well, no. Okay, there we go. Peace, Queen Arise.
Peace,
You're
the
right.
Kenny.
And I have no ego about it.
No ego. No ego. So yeah. We're gonna talk about it tonight. We definitely gonna talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's truly a big deal.
Absolutely.
And one of the reasons why things are the way they are.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with ego.
Yes, absolutely. Peace, Ali. So,
Hotel.
Ever since the Lionsgate portal, man, it's almost like I immediately resonated and felt the energy of Kali, and I felt this energy so strong that I was just like, I don't know. I just felt like we all have been kind of like going through this journey of awakening. So last year's Lionsgate portal, if you remember, like the key factor was heart chakra and compassion. This Lionsgate portal, no. This was segment Kali energy, divine feminine energy, like cutting off heads, left and right, ego, attachments, ego, shame, because all of that is a result of your ego. So first, let me start here. Ego is not the enemy. Sounds like it. Yes, it does get in the way. Yes, it does slow down your spiritual process, if you allow it to control you, but it's not the enemy. The ego is just, as we said last year when we talked about this in the womb, the inner child, this is what we created to keep us safe, as a coping mechanism. So this is your subconscious mind's program, which was created to keep you safe. So when the timeline was manipulated, it almost felt as if We finally moved through the photon belt and entered into a whole different realm. So if you notice, like go on YouTube, the first 2 days after the Lionsgate portal, videos was looking mad weird. It was videos made in 2019 looking like videos made in 1996. Yeah. It was looking at the quality, the pixels. The 80s. Yeah, it was some videos like it was made in the 80s, but it was like recent videos. It was weird. So that frequency, when it comes in, it manipulates perception, right? So it may not really be that stuff changed. We're just perceiving it through the filter of the frequency that's entering the planet.
Absolutely.
So, we had Betelgeuse pull up on us last year, if you remember. And so that energy is a very exorcist-like energy. That energy comes to help you integrate with your demons. So, but when you think about it, your inner demons and your ego, they have a relationship with each other. So it's kind of hard to separate the two. So the reason why we're going through this huge purge right now, addressing the egos, because so many of us have been doing this work, and so many of us have become spiritually egotistical. Just be real about it.
Yeah.
A lot of us want to keep up appearances. We want to be perceived as perfect. We don't want to be seen as the wounded person that we are. So, people are choosing these filters that are projections, right? And this new frequency, you can see through the fake filter. Like if you just really pay attention to what people saying, how they moving, things like that, you can feel the energy. It's just like, I really don't know, but something feel off about you. All of a sudden. That's because the Lionsgate portal like stripped us. It's like playing strip poker.
And it exposes your inauthenticity. Yeah.
We had one-on-one experiences with this where we were just clashing. I mean, me and Ernest been on some Clash of the Titan shit for like the last 2 months. And so the ego was definitely very out of control and feeling unsafe. So when we go through these portals, sometimes it triggers you to not feel safe, which like is an automated message to the ego. It's time for you to show up. They don't feel safe. It's a lot of shit happening. There's a lot of chaos happening. There's a lot of changes happening. They don't feel safe, right? So with that being said, we want to discuss the ego and kind of do a deep dive into some of this, a light deep dive. But so actualize.org was a website that I was really resonating with, and a lot of the light codes that I was getting, he was also expressing. So I was like, okay, well, we can use that and build on this conversation and take y'all deeper, because I got to tell y'all, this Lionsgate portal is not going to be easy on anybody who refuse to let go of the ego's control over their lives. It is difficult because a lot of times you don't even know you're an ego. You think you're acting like your higher self, but you're actually your ego.
Yeah.
This is the delusion that we have been in on this planet for a very long time. And it's time to heal that delusion. The ego is the reason why we can't collaborate with each other.
So
the ego is the reason why we're afraid.
It blocks a lot of unification.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's New Earth is not with that separation shit. New Earth is all about unification. So even though you're sitting here right now with us having this conversation, you must realize that your higher self is sitting at a higher perception, a much higher level of a higher dimension, a higher level of consciousness, right? So just imagine your perfected self, light years ahead, is sitting here looking down, watching you. So when people will talk about God and God sit above and look low and all that, well, that's really your higher self, which is like the whole aspect of you, the holy part of you, the part of you that has been through the fire and purified over and over, life after life after life after life, right? So we're multidimensional. We're not just existing now. The kid you is sitting here, the grown you is sitting here, the multidimensional you is sitting here, your higher self is sitting here, your demons are sitting here, your ego is sitting here. We are managing kingdoms inside of our one body, one mind, one soul. And that can be difficult. So with the integration that we're being called to make, if we do not neutralize our egos, we are not going to gain success in any area of our life. That's what this energy told me. I was just like, so if people on ego shit, they tower go fall? Like, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, so me and Ernest have been, and I really do try to keep check of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's been pretty bad to the point where I just had to strip down one day and be like, look, I need you to see me. Because because I told y'all the dark matter that entered through this portal.
Yeah.
What it does is dark matter is highly programmable, right? And it's just like this quartz crystal. It amplifies anything. So once you start spiraling out of control and your ego has hacked into your conversation and your conscious mind and you're not even aware of it, then you go into a very strong delusion where you lose the ability to perceive things as they really are. And you will swear up and down, it's not you, it's not me, I'm not the issue. But at the same time, you're acting like you're a victim. And see, the ego consciousness is a victim mentality.
Right.
So on a collective level, we're being called to come out of the victim mentality. Y'all have to realize, especially for those of us who went through religion and were raised by people who were raised by people who were religious, we
heavily indoctrinated.
We disowned much of our own selves.
That's right.
So a lot of the dirt you do, a lot of the shit you do, we have compartmentalized and disowned it. Like, that ain't me. I can't stand narcissists. But you're a narcissist.
Exactly.
So you have to stop and be like, wait a minute. How many traits of narcissist do I have while I'm saying I can't stand narcissists? So if subconsciously you can't stand narcissists, yet you have 9 out of 10 narcissistic traits, or maybe 5 out of 10, then there are parts of you that you hate. And if there are parts of you that you hate, you're not going to be able to anchor yourself in love when there are parts of you that you can't stand. So Ernest has these parts of him he can't stand. So me being the mirror, and his twin flame and soulmate, I'm always reflecting this shit back to him. I'm not an enabler. And
thank you.
Thank
you so much.
He don't like it, but at the end he does.
Yeah.
But in the moment,
I don't.
he act like a victim. I'm talking about he the one throwing the rocks, but hiding his hand like he the victim. Like I'm attacking him. It was crazy. I mean, this nigga was going crazy. I was like, dude, calm down. Calm down. It's good. Like, the ego is hacking. Don't allow the dark matter to hack into everything that you've been creating and doing. Because once your ego merged with the dark matter that entered into this realm, as we're going through this bifurcation process, it's going to take full control over you. He was literally, he was intoxicated with victimhood and anger, frustration, and defensiveness and self-hatred.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you pick up.
Hit that self-hatred is where it really was the joke, you know what I'm saying? And Cam had to, I'll say she had to rescue me from feeling such a low space, that sunken place. So I totally am grateful for you, babe, because
this nigga, look, you would have thought this nigga right here, somebody had a teacup and a spoon. This nigga was in a sunken place, deep.
Yeah.
And so I had to deep dive. I'm like, okay, you went that deep. All right, I'm jumping in this bitch with you.
Yeah.
I'm a swim. I can't swim. I might drown, but I'm gonna try.
But see, and
but I don't drown in emotions.
And I'm so grateful that that's your attitude. You know what I'm saying? We gotta. we gotta have that type of attitude if we in relationships with each other. You know what I'm
And in a
saying?
relationship with yourself.
With yourself.
That's extra work that y'all
Yes.
doing as single.
It's hard. Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Cause y'all
probably
can
that much
slide.
harder
Yeah.
because when you don't want to see yourself, you ain't got to see yourself.
You don't have to.
You know what I'm saying? You can just keep it moving and be like, you can scoff it off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when you have somebody that's close and somebody that's with you probably the majority of the time, then that mirror is held up before you, and you faced and forced to see yourself.
Yeah.
And like she said, she had literally got naked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which it demands your attention, and it demanded my attention. And she was like, "No, you got to see me. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here with you, and I'm going through this with you. You know what I'm
That was
saying?"
crazy.
And the ego, my ego, had me thinking that I'm isolated and by myself, and everybody's an enemy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at her, and she's not perfect. So any little thing about her that, you know what I'm saying? The ego magnified it and made it to be just some huge.
And the dark matter.
And the dark
which
matter.
you can feel in the air for those of you who are energy workers. Just holding your hand up in the air and moving your hand around. You can literally feel it.
It's buffering. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? That dark matter along with the ego had me just feeling, like I said, isolated. Had me feeling like I was a victim. You know what I'm saying? And I had to guard myself. And it wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? And it literally caused me to go into a place of where after I was rescued, like I said, after she rescued me from that state and basically the rescue was, no, look, let's face this. Let's look at this right now. And let's deal with this right now. And so as a result of that, it made me realize, it's no need to run. It's no and we mentioned this before. There are times when, especially you in a relationship and you all get into any type of disagreements, the first thing that starts to build up inside of you is that you got to defend yourself. And I can say that I probably was a graduate of defense, you know what I'm saying? Because I could defend, I will defend, and I would defend myself to the utmost. And it's not even necessary, because she wasn't coming at me as in trying to attack me. It was just to see myself. You know what I'm saying? But because that's uncomfortable and I didn't want to see myself in that way and realize that, oh, okay, no, that's you, nigga. You fucked up like that. You know what I'm saying? You got some tendencies that you need to check. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is.
Now.
Now. I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is. But you have to go through the stages and the processes of being able to really just sit in it, because like at the beginning, when you start realizing this, you're going to run from it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that ugly truth, and you will run from yourself. But the more and more that you have those experiences and you kind of start getting tired of seeing it like that, that's what causes you to really sit in it. And that's what caused me to really sit in it and just say, you know what? Nah, this ain't what I want.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm so grateful for my wife. I'm so grateful for her for just holding that space. You know what I'm saying? So we joke with each other all the time and be like, what would I do without you? And I be like, shit, you gonna live happily ever after. You know what I'm saying? So we realize that there is no fight between us. You know what I'm saying? It's no mountain between us. It's no barriers between us. We are one.
It's an illusion, even for
Simulation.
those of you all who are single, because y'all must realize that the simulation, the people who are controlling this world and who want to keep control, but they're losing control.
Yeah.
They're altering the timeline to alter the simulation so that you perceive what's happening to you as if you're a victim, as if you're helpless, as if something. Can you cut the air out for me?
Yeah.
Oh, push it up. What is that? Can you kill that right there in the light? You see it flying around?
I think
It bit me. No, that's a little mosquito things. It bit me when I was sitting over there on my arm.
Like
you can't smack it.
It's real small. It looks like a fruit fly. It's real
Yeah,
small.
we be killing bugs. I don't know. I know y'all spiritual and stuff, but bugs can definitely get it in the house. I'm say outside is cool. But but yes, it was the hacking of his whole nervous system. And this happened to me too. That's why we told y'all only the strong will survive the underworld. We're going to be in this underworld with all of this dark matter for the next 9 years. According to the Mayan calendar, we're in the 25th solar cycle, the 6th sun. Check out what that means. Matter of fact, we will share a link with you so that y'all bit me right on my arm, so that y'all can do some research on the 6th sun and see what that means. We talked about it in the show. If you go back 2 weeks ago and see that show, we talked about it. But with this energy now that we're in, be careful to not allow yourself to feel like a victim, because the shit will spiral out of control. So, I passed a kidney stone. And so I have been drinking this healing water. Shout out to the people who introduced us to a place where we could get this healing water. Thank you. And I ended up passing a kidney stone. And, kidney stones are really, really painful. But this time it was strange. It was almost like an out-of-body experience. I felt it and I didn't. And so that right there alone, instead of me focusing on the facts that I passed a kidney stone, right, that I didn't even know I had, right, that I probably had been having symptoms of having, but just since I'm so used to just pushing it and getting things done and not allowing the way my body feels to stop being mind over matter, I didn't think nothing of it. So a little low back pain here and there, is all I thought about. So instead of me being able to be joyful for this, I couldn't help but thinking how the hell it got there. And my mind couldn't help but going back to those times when I was a little kid, when people would come to my grandmama's, when people would come to my boyfriend's grandmama's house. And like we would go over there after school. If we didn't go over my grandma's house, we'd go over his grandma's house after school. And people would come to get root work done or black magic taken off of them. And I can remember, I remember so many of them having all types of stones, from gallstones to kidney stones, and it was because of black magic. Sometimes it's generational magic, something that was put on somebody in your bloodline generations ago, and it just passed down and passed down. So that, like, I had not thought about this shit probably since I experienced it. And all of this just came flooding back to me, and I was like, yo, like, I gotta go into war mode and banish whatever this evil is. And it just kept spiraling and spiraling. And then the dark matter like hacked that shit, because now my ego is like in the driver's seat, not my higher self, because oh shit, Cam don't feel safe. Okay, I got it. That's how the ego do. It's not the enemy again. Yeah, it's an automated system, right? So, we get to the airport and have a whole situation where the police get called on me. I had to be searched. They almost wanted to strip search me, but because of what I had on, I was like, y'all don't have to look at what I got on. You don't have to strip. I have on a cat suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't hide anything. So then they wanted to cavity search me. Like, all this shit is happening. And finally my higher self came through and was like, Camson, don't forget this shit is a simulation. Don't forget that you the oracle in the matrix. None of this shit is really happening unless you give validation to it. So I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Well, the dark matter energy has increased and it's in the air. Don't react.
Go with it.
just go with the flow. So they were just like, why do you have this water? What is this? What's in it? They tested it.
Because we had two.
Right.
We had
They
some
tested
regular
it.
water and
The
this
water
water.
came back positive for trace amounts of certain things that they consider to be what's used to make explosives. So now I'm in this situation that's like there because I see the dark matter hacking their system. If you're not doing the work and working on your darkness, this shit is gonna hack your system. You're gonna short circuit, spiral out of control. Before you know it, you're in a situation you didn't even have to be in. It's just like Ghostbusters when that blob was up under the city and it was triggering people and making people emotional and angry and paranoid.
Because the ego.
Because the ego.
Yes.
So this is what's happening right now. It's not just because of the jab and stuff that people going crazy. And I know for y'all energy workers and empaths and intuitives and starseeds, y'all feel this shit. You don't really have to talk to nobody, go nowhere. You can just so it don't take much. People are like got these triggered hairs that very easily pull. It's like walking through a landmine. Just going out throughout your day, you seeing wrecks and people getting shot and stabbed, just really crazy shit. The news headlines, a whole lot of arguments, just chaos everywhere. And you have to be like, okay, I'm in this world, but not of it. I'm in this world, but not of it.
Right.
I'm in this world, but not of it. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. There is nothing outside of me that is more powerful than me. And you can't be on no pussy. Y'all know my mouth bad. You can't be on no weak shit. You gotta really mean that shit. So for those of us who like went through abuse, molested, rape, stuff like that, and it took away our ability to be assertive and speak up. You're right, my mouth not bad. My mouth is dirty and I love that bitch. If it offends you, you can go to another channel because I'm gonna talk about that too, and I'm gonna let you share some ego stuff from you. We're gonna share some of that, but let me talk about that. So I'm glad I mentioned cussing because see, when we went through this portal, a lot of the shit that they've been using on a subconscious level to control us as collective was becoming clear to me. So I'm sitting in the airport, everything is like just be easy, be calm. If you don't, they're gonna make a big deal out of this. And you already know that with this energy, how that's gonna happen. Y'all remember the movie Kingsman, right? He Samuel L. Jackson's character hit that frequency on those phones, the frequency coming through the phones, through the apps that everybody got. Which app does everybody have on their phone? Just ask you that, okay, to give you an idea. So they cut that shit on, you start tweaking. You don't even know why you tweaking. Other people around you tweaking. You're like, oh shit, you got to be the conscious one to be like, hold on. So I'm like, Ernest will walk up. He like, what they doing? And I'm like, shh, it's okay, babe. Now I'm in my higher self. It's okay, babe.
Because
it's okay, babe.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's good. We good. We great. He's still kind of irritated. I mean, of course you would be. You got 6-7 men around your woman. They're going to find a woman to do the cavity search initially. She putting the gloves on and calling me in the little room and shit and everything. And shit was crazy. It seemed like she was moving in slow motion. It was like I'm like, what the fuck? This shit is crazy as hell. So I'm literally seeing
because we know
the darkness and the demons and people hacking their system. It's like a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And I'm the target. I had to be smart. So I was smart, and I'm gonna talk about what I did, but I did what I did, and it was fine and it worked.
And then there is always some ally that
put in the mix.
Gets put in the mix.
If you allow yourself to spiral into those low vibrations and become a victim, you're not going to even notice an ally. All you're going to feel is that everybody in the world around you is your enemy.
Yep, that's true.
So because my higher self came forward, my eyes were open to perceive an ally. And the ally's name happened to be Elder. Now, what's interesting about that, and I'm going to get into the cussing, because, I can't wait to get into the cussing. I'm going to tell y'all why I'm going to be cussing a whole lot more. But Elder, I got to talking to
just
him.
Elder.
Yeah. Elder. That's all his tag said. Yeah. Elder. So if you remember, y'all been following us for a while, a few months back, probably about 2 months ago, I had a dream, a lucid dream, that I had a meeting at the Akashic Library to go over my book of life. And we were going over it because there was some inconsistencies in the timeline in my book of life. So there was this manipulation that had taken place, and the elder was going over it. And these people, booty poo, baby, damn, I'm gonna have to echo that shit. But we so free. So again, yeah, we go be farting on our lives, and when we do, we say pooty poo. And the reason why we do that is because you're a fart. I know this shit sound crazy, but I don't care, because we got to break the spells, and we got to stop following rules and shit that's keeping us indoctrinated in our mind and enslaved.
That's right.
But with that being said, yeah, we that free. We that free over here, because it's time to flex your liberation and your sovereignty.
That's right.
And so it's a natural thing to poop and to burp and to sneeze and to cough. But if
But
you notice we're living in a simulation now, well, it's not okay for you to poop, because that's rude. It's like, how the hell I'm gonna control my intestines? Are you not eating enough greens? Because you should be pooping too, right? We're trying to hold shit in. It's natural, right? So that's being synthetic. It's being artificial. I need y'all to realize it's not just about the clones and the AI. We have been manipulated.
Yep.
So, okay, so you got that. You can't burp. People think it's nasty, gross, not ladylike. All that. All this shit is just programming that keeps us from being liberated. And I know you're probably gonna get cognitive dissonance about this, because we
it sounds small,
but it's not.
But it's really a bigger deal. Yeah.
Now we're having to suppress our sneezes, right? Because we might scare people, and they might think we got Sharonda. I hope nobody names Sharonda on here. It's not personal. I couldn't think of anything else. You definitely don't need to be coughing. Right. Oh, you get the coughing, the demons wake up, right? That's when the zombies look at you. You know what I'm saying? It's the zombies, they dead. They just unconscious. So they looking at you like you the what? Enemy. Everybody is the enemy. Remember the movie Kingsman. Remember the movie Ghostbusters, right? And remember, it was the particle collider, these protons that they had to manipulate to try to capture this energy, right? So this stuff is in our water. This stuff is in our air. It's in our food. You better believe, I don't care what you eating, how you eating, why you eating, you getting some of this in you. And I posted the video because, my higher self finally was like, look, we go work together. And the universe was like, we finna show you something. So check the video out on TikTok and Instagram that I posted of some of these nano entities. They are very sentient, and they wake up at a certain time of night, and they go up in our nose. And I mean, it sounds crazy, but we're being terraformed on this planet. But you don't have to become a victim. Right. But if you allow yourself to feel like a victim to the terraforming, guess what? You become a victim, and then you have no power. So again, we can't sneeze, we can't really cough, blow on our nose, like all that is make you seem like you're an enemy, like you're a damn biological weapon, a ticking time bomb walking around. So there's that. We're going through the awakening, and we're trying to heal generations of trauma and pain. That right there, I get why some of us don't even open those compartments up, because there's so much in there, and you want to make sure that you're ready to face the demon that's in that compartment. The beneficial thing about doing the shadow work is that once you begin interfacing with your own demons, guess what? Then it's going to be much harder for these archonic entities to hack into your mind and cause you to spiral out of control, for them to feed you thoughts that cause you to react in a way so you can then do what? Feed them energy. It could be your anger, your frustration, your sadness, your depression, hating yourself, feeling like you're not good enough, low self-worth. Like, they eat that. That's a buffet for them. So, like it was crazy, because I've been sitting on this for a minute. I just didn't have something catchy to say and do. But I'm gonna tell you, it sounds crazy, but it is what it is, and you don't have to take it if it don't resonate with you. But even when you fart, your poots, for the ladies here, because we always be like, I don't fart, I poot. I'm pooting. But like that right there is a very spiritual thing, and you have to think about all of the elements inside of your body that create this air. So if we're in warfare, if we know that we wage war against principalities and rulers of the air, of the unseen realms, right? So all of these light codes and DNA upgrades that we're getting, right? Kundalini activations. We're changing the way we eat. All of this stuff. This is codes. When you eat food, food is data.
That's right.
So when it comes out the other end, as above, so below, you're releasing some type of data. So it's so tricky for the world to say, we're going to make people feel ashamed of something that's very natural. And then they'll repress it, suppress it, hold it in, right? And then, but the ancestors on the other end, like Lionsgate Portal, they were just like, well, let me break down to you, you're right, and let me tell you how you right. You know, and they were just like,
Trap gas hurt.
we hid the codes in your ass. Because if we would have put it anywhere else, it would have been another resource that would have gotten pillaged by the colonizers. Y'all, I was rolling. When I tell you, my ancestors funny as hell. Like this shit right here, we in so dense. You need laughter too. Exactly. So it ain't just your poops, it's your laughter, because you can't fake that.
Right.
You can't you just laugh how you laugh. You can try, but eventually your authentic laughter is going to come through. So that authentic energy, that authentic expression, you can't control your poop and you can't control your laughter.
Unless you suppress your laughter. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, they didn't like how, you know what I'm saying? You don't like how you laugh. You know what I'm saying? You think it's too goofy, but it's naturally you.
So those are tones. Those are frequencies. To understand the universe, you must understand that everything is energy, right? So the ancestors was like, I was just like, what's up with these DNA upgrades? Like, we ready. We ready to be telepathic and shit. We want to be on some Magneto shit, Storm, straight X-Men, Avengers, Infinity, Black Panther, Superman, Batman, you know? Like, we ready. We ready for it.
They were like,
And the ancestors was like, well, first you need to reclaim your sovereignty. I was like, we already doing it. We speak in our minds more often. We're affirming ourselves, right? We're posting things we wouldn't post in the past, afraid of what people would think, right? And the ancestors started laughing at me. Like, I'm talking about like crying, laughing at me. And I was just like, why y'all laughing at me?
For about 2 or 3 days.
I promise. I laughed for 3 days straight. Like the Lionsgate made me laugh 3 days straight. And because they were in my ear just constantly, they wouldn't give me a break. They singing and rapping to me and shit, telling me they don't do shit for clout. You know, they was just like, if we share this message with you, nobody else is gonna want. People may take your messages and reshare them and not give you credit, but this message ain't nobody gonna want to do that because of the ego. Because you really don't have sovereignty. Your ass can't even fart in peace without apologizing, feeling bad, and feeling shame. And I was like, damn.
That's right.
And ancestors was like, we gonna keep it real with you. This is what we see. You know, we're sitting from like, how the hell are you sovereign? And you and your body can't even do what it naturally does without you having a fucking judgment towards it because of beliefs that were passed down to you from someone else that were ultimately created and originated with people who wanted to control the masses.
That's right.
I was like, okay, yeah. So, you know, I had an incident.
It don't seem like it's a big deal, but it's a really big deal.
Yeah, it's cosmic. So again, you know, that's heat coming from the intestines. You have the air, right? You have the moisture within the body from the foods that you consume, the acids that your body creates to digest the foods, right? And then, you know, also we're made from earth. So that's a lot of earth energy. So it's all 4 elements. And then, you know, so again, these are the only 2 things in the whole world that we have not been able to control. And ego always leads you to try to control shit to where you can't even let go and let the universe let you know that it's fucking with you. You can't even let your ancestors know they really fucking with you because you're trying to control so much. Your ass can't poop. You can't laugh in peace. You know, some people, it's so bad now where people don't even want you laughing around them because they miserable. Like, this is how contagious this shit is, this dark energy is, especially when you have not been working to master it.
And think about like one of the examples that we've shared and we talked about, even when you were in school. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what's disruptive in school?
Exactly.
When you bust out laughing.
Yep. Or when
That's
you
the
fart
only.
in class.
That's the only time that basically all control is lost. You
And
know what I'm
most of the
saying?
time, what creates laughter?
That fart.
When you fart in class.
Let somebody fart in class. Everybody laughs. And 9 times out of
It's
10, they
universal.
won't stop laughing.
It's universal.
The teacher can say all kind of stuff. You know, y'all cut it out. We're gonna keep laughing.
And
You know
they
what I'm
better
saying?
not fart again. Oh man, it's really finna go down. It's over for class. Nobody's learning shit in class. Like, it better not have like a very specific tone to it or a beat. You know what I'm saying? That shit come out like "You're My Lady." Dun, 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 dun. It's universal. It makes you laugh, and laughter pull you up out of the energy of the abyss
That's
that they
right.
want us to be stuck in and
The
feeling
low
weak and like
vibration.
victims.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the as above, so below. They were like, we took the foolish things
Mm-hmm. To confound
and
the
we
wise.
confounded the wise with
That's
them.
right.
I was like, yo, blow my mind. And they was like, but we keep telling you, we don't do this shit for clout. We telling you what it is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my ancestors trying to rap. They put on a show for me. This Lionsgate portal made the veil be so thin where they just showed up. Everything was showing up. Spirit guides. I'm calling my star family, like everything, like boom, boom. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what it is. So we look at the benefits of having this thin veil, but we forget that there's much responsibility that comes when you're moving this high energy through you. Thank you for the donation. May they return to you 36 to 100 fold. I don't know who gave it. We're having some technical issues over here that even show us. So thank you, Chocolate Rose. I say, what's up, Chocolate Rose? You always sharing love with us. We appreciate it. Yeah. Oh yeah, because we leveling up. For real. Like this is the marathon. So you want to run through these 9 years, but you want to run through it consciously. Right. Don't allow yourself to be a zombie. Don't allow yourself to be hacked and controlled. So another way that I have been seeking to not be in control and not allow my ego to sabotage me, my ancestors told me to start cussing more often. You know, and I was like, I don't get that. And they were just like, we're going to break that down to you. So a cuss word is really a word that has a lot of ashe. And so the powers that be, because they know the powers of words, in the beginning, God spoke, right? The power of words. So the frequency of what has been put in a classification of cuss words is because the frequency is potent and it's powerful and strong. So you can use these words very consciously to co-create your own reality, to program the simulation the way you want it to. Now, when they was first explaining this to me, I was having cognitive dissonance. You have that party is like, well, you don't want to be cussing the kids out all day. But they were like, no, we don't mean using it to harm someone, in a high vibrational way. Sometimes just when you say something and it's a cuss word in the mix, it makes it funny as hell. But when you say it, cuss words have that same impact where it bypasses shit, and so it's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna make you laugh. Like you don't get a chance to be fake. It right. pulls up that energy. Right. It's like cussing is like an invocation. You know what I'm saying, of energy. So they were just like, so use this to raise your vibration. Use this to release stored tension and trauma in your body. They know this. This is why they told you shouldn't use it. And so they gave me an example. They were just like, okay, we're going to prove to you what we saying, how they mind control y'all asses and had y'all take on a belief that these words on this list right here are very, very dangerous words. And I can't say these. And that shit been programmed in us so deep, is even as much as I cuss, I do have some moments, like if I'm in the grocery store or something, and I'd be like, baby, the shit right there. And then people, look, that's the programming in the universe. It's the program. They're NPCs. They don't have the ability to think a free thought, right? So they just follow the belief or the script that they've been given for the fucking simulation. So they look at me crazy. And then I let that shit bring me in my ego. And I'm like, I apologize, because maybe her 10-year-old standing right there with her and I just said shit. I'm like, why the fuck am I apologizing for that? Like, I'm not cussing at this kid. I can say some really, really nice shit and have some really, really nasty energy behind it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So you know, so I'm like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. If I'm not using language to harm somebody, the real issue is the people who say a whole lot of beneficial, good sounding shit and got a whole lot of negative, chaotic, bad intentions behind it. That's the real motherfucking issue. Yep. So I'm like, you know what? I'm in my segment energy. I'm in my colleague energy. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not this ego shit. I'm not doing it no more. This shit ain't helping none of us. I'm not getting on YouTube and saying no pretty good fluffy shit. I'm not. I'm just gonna give it to you like it is. If it's too much, if it's too strong, you don't have to take the strong drink. You can go get a weak one. But you're not gonna get a weak one over here because we want all of us to be better, to be stronger, to be more resilient, to level up. Your nervous system has to get strong. I've been telling Ernest, I've been triggering him on purpose. Like, dude, strengthen your nervous system. You have to exercise to get stronger. That's the only way that you're going to increase your endurance. Otherwise, you're going to be weak as fuck, and everything that everybody's saying do go hurt your feelings. And you spend most of your time with your feelings hurt. Like, it's a lot of dark matter, and a lot of people around us are unconscious. So, yeah, they're going to be saying shit to hurt your feelings, but you must remember it's a simulation.
That's right.
So whatever they saying, reverse engineer that shit and be like, no, I don't receive that. So they was like, let me give you an example. Let's say you go to work and you have a boss, and this boss has been really, really disrespectful, touching on women, you know, and nobody's saying nothing. So you have one lady, and she confronts the boss, right? In front of just her and the boss. Let's just start there, her and the boss. And she says, you know, I'm going to have to report you because it's very disrespectful. You have touched on me several times. You say inappropriate things. He's probably going to laugh at her. But if she going to get them ashe words, them ain't cuss words, them ashe words, those are words of motherfucking power. She go pull that out. Look, you got me real messed up right now. You an asshole. You don't respect women. Male chauvinist. This not what we doing. When you turn that frequency up and then put them ashe words with that shit. Oh, you could put some fear in somebody who didn't have fear before. And if people overhear that conversation because of the ashe words you use, and they like, that shit serious. He must been doing this to everybody. And then everybody talking, and guess what? You can overthrow a tyrant. That's right. When you use them in a way where it has strong intention to manifest the outcome you desire. This is the reason. So yes, that is the reason why they told me to cuss. So I'm farting unapologetically. I might tell you, let the window down, spray some air freshener, don't go in there for about 10 minutes. I do have manners. But I'm not apologizing for some shit that my body do to release toxins. Why in the hell would I apologize? You see how they got us apologizing? Anything that helps you to release toxins, they got you apologizing. And the universe is really, really funny. You know, they set me up where it was a man in front of me at the grocery store, an elderly man. You catch the joke? Remember, elder at the airport helped me? Okay, so it was an elderly man in the store, and like he in front of me with the basket, made eye contact with me. I'm telling you, it was long. I was like, I couldn't even believe it was happening. And when it was done, I was like, I don't want to make him feel shameful or bad, you know? When I get older, I don't want somebody young to do me like that. So I'm trying to, you know, like smile, act like I didn't hear it or smell it. That man looked back and made eye contact with me again. It was like, we shared an intimate moment and I was uncomfortable. And I'm like, why is this man not embarrassed? And the ancestor said, that's what we've been trying to tell y'all. Y'all stuck in a simulation. You think you sovereign, but you not. Because the simple natural shit that we program your body to do to help you survive all the toxins, the pollution in the environment, you won't even do that shit without apologizing. Sorry, Master. Sorry, Master. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Like, what the fucking, are you saying excuse me when you blink your eyes? It's ridiculous. And I got the message. It was strong. They brought it on real strong. My ancestors is some fools. Y'all think I'm a fool? Oh my God. They the kids that sit in the back of the classroom on the first day of school. You already know they finna be the ones checking everybody and cutting up and getting on the teacher, checking the teacher. So yeah, my ancestors like to check. That's how they communicate to me. Uh, but I need to laugh because it's so crazy and heavy that I can see these spirits when I look at people, even children, you know. And it's just, yeah, it's a trip. So with that being said, I think I went over everything that I was gonna say. So yes, I will be cussing more often when we do pass gas, because remember, we're stars, right? We're stars. We are the exact makeup of a star.
And what
So
is a star?
if you are learning your galactic signature based on the galaxies, right? And you are a star. Stars are made up of gas, which means the shit that we looking up in the cosmos and are so excited about this happening and the changes that's happening is happening in us too, as above, so below. That's why they say pass gas. So blow your gas, because that there's no judgment for that, because that is releasing certain frequencies and energies that's necessary.
Tones.
Those are different tones. So if you go back to your galactic signature, look up your tones, like for real.
You can fart and probably get a scale, a musical scale come out your ass. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard trumpets. I've heard a saxophone fart. You know that deep bass jump that come out. Boop, 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 boop. You know, like that shit. Look, you can't control your fart, so you can try to be in your ego all you want to, but when that shit come out,
you
authentic.
all kind of
and the silent ones, man.
All kind of
they
tones.
Silent but deadly, right? But what is it deadly to?
But look at the connection, though.
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
That's what's profound.
Yeah. So we looking for singing bowls and shit, and I got a new instrument I was gonna play for y'all tonight, and the ancestors was like, "Nah, fuck that." Talk to them about the message. Tell them about the instrument in their ass that they have been suppressed and tricked out of using.
Yes.
Because look, just think about this.
The squeaky one.
Right. Just think about this. You know, like the little runaway slave fart. Or that just sound like it just you don't even believe that came out of you. You just like, I don't even know what that was.
The
like,
long ones.
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking. Man.
Oh man, I like the long ones.
Man.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
That's interesting.
Yes.
But it make us all laugh, and it lifts our vibration
so
too.
Much sense.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
So on a metaphysical level, a lot of things is happening there. I can get into the intestine and the codes and the frequencies of specific foods that we're eating now. We're eating more alkaline foods. So we're passing more electricity, gas. Y'all, like, for real, this is what it is. Y'all got to know that the unseen realm is where the power is. That's right. So look, all of us be detoxing and shit. Like, it's not, the ancestors was like, y'all laughing gas. There you go. See? Y'all come in with the Ashe. Let me confirm that message. This is why we say this stuff. The ancestors are so intelligent where they hid these things in the simple foolish shit that people laugh at. Because they were just like, because y'all so fucked up and programmed and brainwashed and indoctrinated and don't even know it on an unconscious level that we had to fix it where the codes and stuff, the tones necessary would come through something that could not be sourced.
That's right.
Because everything else they took. Every resource they took. Raped and pillaged Mother Earth. Raped and pillaged the people. They can't steal your fart.
Everything.
And they can't steal your laugh.
That's right.
But they can tell you to suppress it.
Yeah.
Right? So stop suppressing and just
pass gas.
Man, just be. You know, you don't have to live like that. It's too dense. It's too much going on to be heavy.
That's right. Because
you are not allowing yourself to be liberated. So yeah, that was one of the messages. And so many. Yeah, the ancestors was just going really crazy. So on how to prepare for ego backlash. Okay, so when you start doing this work, right, and you're starting to like really, really get it, and you're getting yourself, and you're like, yo, I think I'm fearful, avoiding in my love attachment. You're just discovering all these things. I think I'm codependent. Yo, I think I have a fear of abandonment. My inner child is still wounded. My chakras is messed up. Whatever it is you're discovering about yourself, that is what you would consider to be illumination, right? And so we know that light and dark cannot exist without one another. So as you are working through the shadows, which is paying attention to the things, the light, right, allow a shadow to come through as basically. So what happens is through the illumination, you're going to eventually go back into darkness, and this darkness is kind of like a backlash of the work, the soul work you've been doing. So you can prepare for these backlashes by like listening to binaural beats to just help pull you out of that frequency and that state of mind, journaling, things like that. Maybe even working out and just breath exercises just to calm your nervous system down and calm your mind. Another thing that can help for the men here is no fat. No retaining your semen so that you have the power to transmute and to alchemize this dark energy that's present. Like this energy isn't present to destroy us, but for those people who have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mind to understand, we're looking at this energy and like, shit, I'm finna eat this shit and work with it and create. Because it's energy. Energy is energy, right? So you don't judge. Once you realize who you are, you stop judging energy. And it's just what it is. I don't have to give a meaning, assign a meaning to it based on people who didn't fully understand what they were researching, learning about it, being taught. Like, stop assigning meaning to stuff. Just let it be. Just let it be. So you can prepare for an ego backlash when it does happen. And look, you got to do it quick. So as soon as you feel your ego starting to trigger and come forward, catch it early, because it's like a bomb. The longer you let it go, the less time that you have to disarm it. So it is just like because of this dark matter energy, it's like a ticking time bomb. So you have to go ahead and address it. So I'll tell Ernest, he'll try to slide the bomb up under the bed, and I'm like, nigga, you just pulled the bomb out on me. Let's go ahead and disarm it. Let's figure out which connections to this bomb is what's going to allow this bomb to explode, and let's disconnect them, dismantle, disarm it. Take away the ability for it to do harm anymore. So that's what our approach has been with the ego backlash. Now, if you're already in an ego backlash, that's not a good time for you to be making very important decisions. Okay, that can be a really dangerous thing, because you could do something foolish, have a rash ass decision. That's when people just jump up and leave their family, and wives and husbands leave, divorce, and you just quit your job, and you ain't even, rent due, and you just quit your job. Or maybe just like, what, let me meditate on different ways to commit suicide. It's like really that real out here. You have to catch that shit early, because the more you let it roll, the more momentum it picks up. And because we're in this position of the photon belt, and we're receiving all these activations and all of this energy, it may pick up and may be going faster than you can catch it. And it's like a ball rolling down the hill. Like when it first started rolling, you can go ahead and grab it and get it. But once it's been rolling for a while, it's picking up so much momentum. And that velocity is just, you're not going to be able to catch up with that ball. So you want to catch it early. So don't make big life decisions. If you're dealing with some ego shit, just work through it and see what lessons is it for you to learn, and learn how to disarm it. Okay?
You want to develop mindfulness skills.
Yes. Yes.
Have those mindfulness muscles ready when you need them. You'll especially need them in the heat of the moment, when you want to throw all of this theory out of the window. And so you got to develop some daily practices and habits to help you out, whether that's breath work, meditation, even using psychedelics.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. That's another big deal, because y'all know we've been talking about this. Like, I've been sitting on this and sitting on this and sitting on this. Back in the day when I would use psychedelics, it was not for any sacred reasons. I got a little astro psychonaut side to me, so I was just having fun back in the day. But I just kind of have been feeling the pull to work with psychedelics, work with shrooms, work with plant medicines and things like that. And so I kept getting synchronicity. I was like, okay, like that Mother Earth energy and the consciousness of those plants. It's been shown to me over and over again. I have a that crystal bathroom. You'll get it. Would you get that? If it ain't too much.
The crystal in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
the one in the bathroom
Look at this.
by the candle. So yes, happy solar return. You'll be 35. Ashe. I'd love to hear it. I love to hear it. A lot of people don't get to see 35. But so this energy been communicating and saying some of the downloads that we have for you is imminent that you, so everything just kind of worked out, you know. In Vedic astrology, I had Leo rising as well. So yeah, Leos, I'm really feeling that Leo energy right now. Yes, absolutely. But y'all, like the way the Lionsgate portal was shown to me, and it was more like a lioness energy this year. And it was just like you're gonna need the plant medicines. So for some of you, it could be, and I am not soliciting drug use, okay? But just pay attention to your journey and whether or not, because when you are ready for the plants will call you and they will find a way to you. Like literally, they are so conscious that they will find a way to you when you become a vibrational match for them. And so that's how it went. And, you know, I was just so grateful and thankful that this finally happened because I had to go through a lot of preparing, detoxing my body, detoxing my mind, you know, dealing with these ego backlashes, developing healthy mindfulness skills, you know, doing mental yoga, emotional, like I've been doing so much because you don't want the plants to be a crutch. You don't want to come to the plants. You know how, ladies, you know how I do, and you know he just trying to holler at you because he want to get some, and like he come with this just disrespectful, you know, energy. Like you know how we are about that. So when you're dealing with the mother, this is the real divine feminine energy. See, divine feminine energy don't mean that she go take a whole lot of shit. Divine feminine energy does not mean she's weak. Divine feminine energy means I know who I am. I know that I am one with creation. And if you don't step to me correct, we're going to have some problems. So I already knew that I need to take my time with this one. So I just prepared myself for the last year, you know, and everything that I was being shown by the plants was ego, 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 ego on a collective level. Like y'all don't even know how bad the ego is really damaging each and every one of you. So while we were out of town, I got confirmation because I just been so obsessed with labradorites. And we got some labradorites in, y'all. So that's gonna be a new product that we're gonna put on the website really, really soon. We really took our time and picked each individual piece that spoke to us. And labradorite is a crystal that comes from the Sirius star system. Okay, even doggone tribe said this, and research has been done to follow up, and they're like, yeah, it seems that it does. There are a lot of links. So yeah, so we wanted to make sure that we had those for you because there are a lot of downloads and codes in the crystals that we are now needing to receive. So this crystal that I picked up had shrooms, had the lioness, it had a moon and a lot of other animals, and even what appeared to be a tiger. And you could see the whole galaxies in the moon and in the crystal. So let me shine my light on here so y'all can see this crystal.
It's kind of hard to at the angle.
No, we got it.
Yeah, there it is.
Y'all see the lion cub
Right there.
and the tiger,
Some shrooms over here.
and over to the side is some shrooms. Which side?
Oh,
Are these
this
on?
side.
Okay, yeah. On this side is where the shrooms are growing. Right over there, it's about 3 or 4 of them. And then up above the lion's head, you can see what appears to be a perfect circle, right? Which is like a galaxy. or planet or the moon or the sun, but it's definitely a planetary body, and so that's what I felt. So hopefully you all can see that. Yeah, you saw the lion, cub, and the tiger. Ashe.
When we seen the shrooms, we was blown away because it
When
literally was
yeah,
like three of them. It's like three of them. You can see the dome and then the little ridge around the bottom, and
Yeah.
then the stem comes. It's like, what the hell?
yeah, that that was. But this is how the universe is speaking to us right now. So what I'll do is post the video. I had recorded one of the dopest channelings that I wasn't even gonna put it on Patreon. I was just gonna post it for free and let everybody have it without being a member or whatever. And it got deleted twice. I'm talking about 40 whole minutes of channeling, and it got deleted twice. So I had codes coming through in rap, in the form of rap, all types of different melodic versions of affirmation. It was just really coming through. It was crazy, and it got deleted. So I couldn't tell if that was the energy doing warfare with what I was doing, or was that a sign that I didn't need to put that message out at that time? I still don't know what it was, but yeah, like this is what is coming through for us right now. So yeah, this energy is definitely not gonna put up with anybody's bullshit. And we're gonna see people fall and we're gonna see people rise, and it's probably gonna be shocking. And I told y'all skeletons was coming out of the closet months ago. So we're here now. Don't let it be you. Go ahead. Like I go and pull my skeletons out the closet and dress them up and shit and have show and tell with y'all.
Gotta deal with it. That's right.
That's why I ain't worried about nobody ever doing a video talking about camps and the oracle exposed. But there's nothing to expose because I live and exist to be the realest motherfucker on this planet. That I'm constantly evolving and perfecting myself so that I can have a level of realness where people have a break from the inauthentic energy that is being carried by so many people. And they're masquerading as if they're authentic. Like that's the goal to be that real.
They're not dealing with their ego.
And when you deal with your ego, guess what? Can't nobody trigger you
So
where you just go off.
I love this work of neutralizing the ego.
Absolutely. Now, you can also like reframe when your ego show up. Just reframe the situation. So that's a sign of growth. So don't get discouraged when it happens. Do not, y'all. The archons will devour your ass if you do. Catch yourself. If you start getting discouraged, catch it. That shit'll go from discouragement to thinking about committing suicide, like at 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. You got to catch it, okay, and be like, okay, let me offer compassion to myself right now. You just got to pause. Be like, let me hold on. Let me breathe. Let me breathe. Let me release. Remember we were showing y'all about the shoulders. Let me move this energy and release this. So reframe the situation in your mind. You can make that situation mean whatever you want it to mean. You don't have to let it mean to you what it's always meant to you. So if the way you perceive situations has not been benefiting you, let it go. If it's not serving you, let it go. So reframe it in a positive way, because you're here to learn and to grow. All right. So when you feel like you're regressing, remember that you're actually being purified. That's just what it is. You're being purified, and you feel the purification, and it is uncomfortable. Detoxing is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. So yes, do that. And you can kind of experience this in a very mindful manner, a positive way. When you're feeling down, remember that your best states usually come after your worst states of being. Okay. So this is why I was saying, like, before we create heaven on earth, we're going to experience hell. But it don't have to feel like hell for you. You're sovereign. So this shit don't have to mean what they say it mean. Oh, we on lockdown? We ain't on lockdown. We on vacation. No, the universe finally gave us a break. It's your perception, the way you choose to perceive things. So you can rise to a whole new level, a whole new breakthrough if you just suffer through mindfully when you're dealing with these triggers and use compassion. And by the next week or the next day, you can end up feeling really, really well. You can actually move through it quicker when you use some of the things that we're sharing with you. Okay. Be compassionate and loving instead of being a perfectionist. Y'all, come on now. We
Got that
all
bad.
have that.
Yeah.
And most people who want to be perfectionists is because they're so afraid of not being good enough. So that causes perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a workaholic and a perfectionist. I have to keep that in check. You have to be able to say, yep, I know that I do that.
Yep.
And so I got to keep it in check.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So console yourself, soothe yourself, offer yourself this self love that you need. Don't fall into the temptation. Let me tell y'all, the biggest poison on this planet is guilt, judgment, and condemnation.
Which
That
is
right
shame.
there, and shame, because it's all bundled. That shit is a bundle package from hell.
Right.
That is a 3D bundle package that all of us receive for free just for being born. We didn't do nothing. We just was born. But know that you have the power to transmute that situation because that's why you agreed to be here at this time. So, don't make your misery worse. You're gonna have to go through these lessons. But if you got judgment, shame, and guilt, and you condemn yourself around it, like it's not even worth it. Like, do you really want to make that kind of investment? Because wherever you are investing your energy right now, you are getting a return on that investment, like 36 to 100 fold. Like we be saying, we in 100 fold energy right now. So this is the time now. Camps in the Oracle channel this message told y'all this is highly programmable matter. So talk your shit. Talk your shit. It's very relevant.
That's right.
And it's sacred. It's sacred and it's relevant.
Stop
So
looking at it
talk
like
your shit.
there's something wrong with it.
I've been talking shit. You hear me? And y'all love when y'all hear me talking my shit.
Have more farties and fartathons.
Enjoy yourself. Like you ain't gotta be with nobody to do it. Affirm yourself. When these zombies start coming at you with what you see to be bullshit, be like, it's a simulation. You're not real. You're not real. You're not, like, literally, you're not real. You're not being real. You're not being real. You're not being real. So why am I going to make an investment in something that's not real?
That's right. It's a simulation.
Aha. Man, your third eye been kissed. So, yes, this ego backlash on a collective level is happening, right? And people's worst fears are coming true in this energy, but that don't have to be what it is for you, you know? So we talked about we talked about that. Okay. So self-actualization come as a result of setting expectations, right? So you may have these small goals that always start with micro goals. When you're going through the awakening stuff, you're purging a lot, you're dealing with a lot, you're healing a lot, you're probably triggering a lot of people, getting triggered a lot, just a lot going on. So make micro goals. Like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna meditate for 5 minutes. 5 minutes might be too much. Okay, 2. But the ego, very sneaky, because the ego wants to feel like it's good enough. It wants to feel like it's good. It wants to feel like it's loved and approved of. So the ego will say, no, meditate for 20 minutes. You woke and this and that. You ought to be able to meditate for 20 minutes. Because the ego, it just wants you to feel safe. So it's just like, let's. But at the same time, the ego knows it's sabotaging you, not on purpose. Because you haven't been able to accomplish that. So what happens? See, the archons manipulate the ego, right? So what happens is you find yourself going into this energy where you're going to create food, a power source for the archons, right? So you want to start off with micro goals. Be okay with 2 minutes. Don't be offended. Don't feel disappointed in yourself. Don't like other people posting shit where they levitating and shit in lotus position, meditating for 8 hours. I mean, people out here doing that to just make people feel incomplete and bad about themselves and feel, because people is on some real ego shit. Just keep watching and paying attention, and you shall see who are really, really, really in service to others and who are in service to self. We're in service to both, and we keep it real.
And then your ego will have you feeling convicted.
Yeah.
Internally.
Yeah.
Because it'll tell you 2 minutes ain't nothing. 2 minutes ain't good enough. You know.
Yeah. And then the archons jump in like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, they shit starters. They instigators. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
So
yeah,
you'll
you
feel
ought to
bad
be
about
better.
yourself.
Yeah. And then you go into victim mentality, right? Once you get there, your ass is delicious to
Yeah.
them. You don't want to be delicious to them, you know? Because that right there drains your energy. So just keep that in mind with the triggering and everything that's happening. Make sure that your expectations are expectations that actually make sense. You know, don't put more on yourself than you have to.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
know, don't worry about tomorrow. Today will bring plenty of things that you could worry about, but you don't have to. See, our DNA, the cells in our body are they're changing so fast. They doing the same thing that's happening out in space. So our cells are going supernova. You know, our solar plexus is releasing solar flares. Like that shit, everything's just waking back up again. It's this solar cycle that we're in, right? And we'll read to you the Mayan calendar for today from the 1320 app. If you never heard of it, go get the app. It's a really simple way because they sell out of the calendars that we be sharing with y'all. They sell out of those really, really quickly. They didn't used to, but like a lot of people, it's finally getting on, and now it's really relevant. But with that being said, what was I just saying?
You're just talking about setting smaller
Right.
expectations.
So just baby step. Be easy with yourself. Baby step. Don't put no more on you than you have to. Don't let other people put more on you than you have to. That includes the person that you're in a relationship with too.
That's right.
Cause I told him, like, me and you, we're not gonna stay together if you can't do XYZ. And XYZ was pretty much the conversation about disarming the ego. It's not healthy.
That's
And
right.
with all this dark matter energy that's circulating, that shit could spiral out of control when your ass be on snap somewhere. You know, from doing things like, damn, she burnt up the
Just flip.
house and did this and burnt up his car. You know what I'm saying? Be on some Tiger Woods side chick clan shit. Just destroying some stuff. Like the
That's right.
destroyer is necessary. So this is why I have been channeling and
Kali.
pulling from this Kali energy to assist us, right? And surrendering to the divine feminine.
That's something that we all got to go through. Yeah, we all got to definitely allow the divine feminine energy in us, connecting with that energy in order to neutralize our ego.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like even if you don't have a partner and you by yourself,
Absolutely.
yeah, you definitely want to channel that energy and allow your ego to be neutralized. We don't want to say put to death because again, your ego is a part of you for a reason. But we just have to learn to identify when there's more ego that's running the show than our higher self. So the next thing, understand the difference between states and
You
stages.
gonna go through all of it? Or you
Yeah,
just picking that song?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yep. A state is a peak experience where, and then a stage take years of work to build. So, as Cam was saying, in setting smaller expectations, just realize that sometimes some of the things that you're going through and practicing just may be a stage. Some of it just may be a state that you're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But you are in control. We're in control, and we determine whether or not this process that we're going through is a stage that we're building on, or this is just a state that we're going through.
Absolutely. Um, the war that we're doing right now that we're in is a war. You go pull up the 1320 calendar.
Okay.
Date on that. The war that we're in right now is the war because I asked the ancestors. I was like, do we need to what we need to be doing? Like, do we need to get gangster? Is it time for that? Like, what is it? Because it's definitely popping out. The ancestors was like, no, 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 no. That's how it's. No, no, no. You ain't gotta do all that. I'm like, okay, well, how do we deal with this energy? Because I was overwhelmed. Like feeling that dark energy, y'all, I was so overwhelmed. And they were just like, you need to laugh more. Do warfare with laughter. Your poots too, but definitely do warfare with laughter. That's gonna be one way to get that up off of you. Because the psychopaths who have been in control of the world, one thing they haven't not been able to clone or replicate in the laboratory is laughter. You got a chord? Is laughter. So, with that being said, like laugh more, like find ways to laugh more, find stuff to laugh at, find stuff to watch to make you laugh. Shit, just talk to people just because they make you laugh. They may not be the most spiritual people in the world, but if they make you laugh, they can be a part of your spiritual toolbox. They can be a part of your spiritual growth.
That's right.
So, and that's great for them too, because it's allowing them to do something that's beneficial for the planet, even though they may be below the veil of consciousness. Okay, so that's another thing. Let me see, was it something else? It was one more thing, but yeah, with the laughter, the cussing. So all this shit sound crazy, but the laughter, the cussing, the farting, like it's all necessary. It's all sacred. It is all proof of your authenticity, that you cannot be cloned, right? You don't have any control over it. So the ego, like, it's no point for the ego to even get involved in any of it, And yeah, you could just be in your authentic energy and allowing that energy to just move through you. Allow those sounds and those tones and those hurts just move through you. We are the first tower. So yes, there are a lot of 5G towers being put up, but we're 5D towers.
That's right.
So it's just like, remember that they're just duplicating what we already are. So when you're riding past them and you see them, instead of, because I'm having to do this too, where I'll get mad. Like, I wish I could ram that shit and knock it over. I get mad. I want service and I want to be able to do this, but I get mad to show you the chaos and the confusion that we've been in, the cognitive dissonance. So, so now, instead of giving anger and feeding the archonic energy to empower it, right, to stay in, so that the archons can stay in power, and all of the other entities and interdimensional beings that are sitting in these high places right now, switch. I'm doing warfare. So I just laugh. I was like, that's crazy. They could have at least made these 5G towers look a little bit more like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got them looking like ugly trees and shit. Like, hey, look at that one. Laugh. Find something to laugh about. Or just bust out laughing and be like, I'm going to wrap laughter around this tree and it's not going to cause any more harm. Like, train your third eye, train your mind, use your sacral chakra, use your creativity to bring the energy onto the planet to anchor, so that we can finally vibrate into this new earth. But it's a responsibility that comes with being on a new earth, and a lot of us not ready, because a lot of us don't know how to be real. We don't know how to be accountable. We've been hurt so bad and we're so wounded. Being accountable, real, you don't know how to do it. You're being vulnerable. Now that's a cuss word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not. We ain't felt like it was safe to be vulnerable. But the universe is like, you either go trust us or you not. So that white cord don't work, baby.
That ain't this bad.
So yeah. So that was one other thing. Laugh at your own mistakes. I do that a lot. Like, so you don't get triggered and go into your ego. It be little bitty stuff. Like why did you just, like, I might say to Ernest, why you just put, what, babe, did you just put the oatmeal in the refrigerator? Like, why would you put the oatmeal in the refrigerator? And he'd be like, I ain't putting no oatmeal in the refrigerator. Ego, right? He offended. Now he getting defensive. So just have to laugh at it and just be like, damn, I sure did. Because ultimately it means that you still have shame that's unprocessed. And it's just, you just need to make the decision to release it and let it go. It don't have to be a long ass process and take forever. Maybe working through some of the programming and trying to get programming yourself to the point where you're operating on a more conscious level. So you do it long enough, it becomes like second nature. But in the beginning, you're gonna have to manually make these adjustments. Otherwise, this energy will just take you over, So this is
yellow planetary seed.
Yes. Go ahead, and then I'll finish with this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
According to the Mayan calendar, today is a yellow planetary seed day, um, which is always a rainbow bridge. Sundays are rainbow bridges. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and,
Okay, go tell your brother. Get you a granola bar or something.
and it says, I perfect in order to target, producing awareness. I seal the input of flowering with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of free will.
Woo! Damn. I did not check that this morning. That's accurate. That is so accurate. Like this is how you do war right here. This is how you really do war. Um oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, we're being guided by the yellow planetary seed, and you know, this year that we come into is a yellow seed year. It's a flowering year, right? So like, just realize that the pollen, right? The pollen for the flowers to grow. Like the people in your life, they might just be the worker bees. They might just be triggering you so that you will activate these dormant parts of you. There are things that you're capable of doing that you don't even know you can do. There are situations that will usually make you angry to the point where you just enrage and you can't even think straight. Now with this energy, you can disarm that and like really like be a self-master. Don't allow shame, judgment, and guilt. Don't allow your ego to trick you out of your power. The ego might make you feel like you got power in that moment, but you don't. So we're being guided by the power of our free will. And so many people have yet to experience what free will is. And that includes us. So make decisions and do things just to activate your sovereignty, activate your liberation, to allow you to use your free will in ways maybe that scare you. Because if it make you nervous, if it scare you, that's something that has power. Think. We're in this matrix. And so the program is to scare them from doing the things that will reveal their superpower. So this is why they use the idea of Neo jumping off the building to the other building. Something he was afraid to do, right? However, because you've been told you can't do it, you probably never try until somebody come along and tell you, and you know, and your mind is opening up to it. And he felt a lot of fear, but he took the fear with him and did it anyway. And he did it until he was able to do it and do it like he was able to do it. And we just got to do it. Like, you know, make a decision. Don't wait. Use the power of your free will. If you want to be different, all you have to do is decide to be different. If you want to be healed, all you got to do is decide to be healed. If you want to stop giving so many fucks what people think about you, post shit that offends people. Not because you're trying to be offensive, but because it is your right to be authentic and allow your voice to be heard. That's why you're going to do that. So like I said, the timeline manipulation is to keep us looking backwards and not looking forward. When you're in victimhood and ego, guess what? You're stuck in the past. You're looking backwards. So whatever the present moment right now is offering you, if you notice it's kind of hard to just get in the present moment and be present. You find yourself always having to do something. You can't really sit still for that long. You're uncomfortable sitting still for that long. It's hard to slow your mind down. Like, just practice slowing down. This is how they've been giving it to me. Just slow down. Slow down. You don't have to be in a rush to go through your awakening. You don't have to be in such a hurry to become your higher self, right? That's the ego too. Because it's like, I want to be perfect. I want to be perfect. I got to be, that's the perfectionist. So your spiritual journey can become spiritual bypassing. That's being directed by your ego, and you think that you're just setting goals for yourself and reaching those goals, and then maybe you don't reach it, then you feel bad, and then it just gets worse, and it's like this, boom, boom, one step forward, one step back, and you're not getting anywhere. And the archons love that, because that, you know, that's like That's like putting seasoned salt on French fries. They're like, keep doing it. They go encourage you. They go send people in a simulation and trigger you. So remind yourself, this is a simulation, right? And I can choose who I am at any point in time. I do not have to accept anybody's narratives. I do not have to believe what anybody told me about me. I believe what I know about me to be true. And not on some ego shit, but just that, the stuff that you know about yourself. Like, build yourself up in that. Because weak people are not, I'm telling you, the predators out here, everybody fighting to be at the top of the food chain. So I told you, there's no in between. You're either a predator or prey. There's not, we've been trying to exist in between, and there is no in between. You gotta choose. So you can't get mad if energy just keep eating off of you, draining your energy, draining you of your life force, draining you of your ideas, draining you of the courage that it requires to do the things you want to do. Like, it's like, you really can't be mad at them. They just doing what they supposed to do. But are you doing what you're capable of doing? So really, so it just make you be mad at yourself. And then when you're mad at yourself, you definitely can't get into the flow. You definitely not gonna be able to hear the answers speak to you. You definitely will not be able to hear your spirit guide speak to you to give you that stomach and heart wound led intuition. We need that. We need that so much. So this was this is a mosquito. Steady biting me. But this was coming through so strong to where I finally surrendered fully to Kali and was like, I do not want to struggle and just be in a sunken place. And I'm basically going and getting interior design, redesigning the sunken place so that I feel like I'm going through my spiritual awakening and I'm getting benefits because I'm so afraid to not be good enough. And I'm so afraid for people to judge me. And I'm so afraid of what people might think, right? I'm being held hostage by the 3D matrix and its programs running in the background. And I'm trying to decorate this sunken place and make it look nice. But you know what? Really?
And be comfortable in it.
I need to come out of this place because I didn't got comfortable in a space that's a prison cell.
That's right.
So this is why the cussing, that helps to break programming, especially if it's religious programming. Cussing will help break that shit. So it might just be you might just wake up in the morning, like if your religious program keep coming up for you, just cuss that shit out. Just keep cussing that shit out. Fuck this shit, I ain't fuck that screen, anything. Whatever it is, just go out and get it out and watch how much better you feel. And you could be like, yo, it's crazy. It could be sexual activities. And that the matrix has like made you feel some kind of way about it, like it's not sacred. Or maybe experiences that you had in a simulation made you feel like it wasn't sacred. You know, you want to challenge that. Don't just sit with it and again, don't be a sheep. Like if you see the sheep getting devoured by the lion and you have the opportunity to be transmuted into the lion, why would you remain a sheep? If you remain a sheep, no judgment. Maybe this lifetime you needed to learn the lessons of being a prey. But I think for most of us here who have went through the awakening, the work we've been doing was for us to take our power back. And when you take your power back, that's when you become the lion and the lioness. That's when you become an ally with Kali, where whenever the ego is coming up, Kali is like, hey, because Kali is going to destroy limitations. So it's not just your ego. It's not to harm you. But you see how the matrix makes it appear to be something it's not. It makes it appear to be something that you should stay away from this because it's evil. And the whole time, the damn Wizard of Oz that's telling you to stay away from this because it's evil knows that this bitch over here is the only one that's got the power to defeat the simulation and the mind control, the spell binding that's been put over us. So I'm gonna tell you it's evil and bad. Stay away from that. And then you're like, okay. I'm not skipping down no yellow brick road. I own the yellow brick road. I ain't gotta skip down it. I'm not skipping nothing. I'm not looking for no wizard. I am the wizard. I am everything that I need. There's nothing outside of me that's ever going to be more to me than me. Like this, that big talk you got to talk, or this frequency, just
will eat you up.
So yeah, this has been coming through so strong,
Thank you
y'all.
for that channel message.
Ashe.
That's for real.
This y'all.
Thank you for
Pray
that
for this
channel
man
message.
right here.
Why you be saying it like this?
For real, because I already know it's tough. It's tough. It is not easy. Everybody like, oh, I want to be in a twin flame relationship. Ooh, I'm just like, you just don't know, especially if it's with an awakened woman, a goddess who has worked and mastered certain aspects of herself
Peace. What's up?
and walks
What's up,
in
Joe?
power. That shit can be intimidating. It can be upsetting. It's hard. He's such a awesome man.
Pray
For no matter how hard it is.
Pray for me.
You know, he be sticking in there. He be really do. He be trying to stick in there.
Nah, I'll be trying.
No, yeah, you be
I'm
sticking in there.
Yeah.
But I lately, like I'm telling you, y'all need to be like this too. Like stop accepting your bullshit excuses and limitations as proof that you're incapable of doing what you're more than capable and equipped to do.
That's right.
We here to remind you. You know what I'm saying? So for those that's following us, I'm like, anybody that's tapping into the energy we coming through, watch, they go level up. Level up. Because like, I'm not playing with this shit.
Man. Appreciate that.
And guess what? When Kali becomes your ally, your life becomes blissful. Because you're just like, I'm not at war with myself. I'm not at war with those that I love. You know, my children. Like sometimes you got to
beheading of them monsters.
You got to be in the war sometimes. But I always had these moments where you're just like, I don't have to be at war right now.
That's right.
I'm in peace.
Yeah.
And it's just is what exists behind Kali? Bliss. That's what they did not want people to access. So yeah. So just because I feel like it would be great to do. Maybe we do a quick guided meditation. Okay. This came to me this morning in meditation. This is a meditation that I created, that I do. It helps me to keep my ego neutralized. I pride myself on neutralizing my ego. And I also pride myself on catching my ego when it show up and communicating and saying, look, Hampson, it's okay. It's all right, look, Hampson. I see you. I get you. I respect you. I got it.
Yeah.
So there are meditations that I do to help me to do that. And my guides today was like, you haven't shared this yet. And I'm like, yo, I didn't really think it was transformational. And it was like, but you've been using it and it's working for you. So share it. So I was like, I'm really, I'm not a big fan. Y'all, I'm not a big fan of doing stuff that's kind of off of the routine. And this is off routine. So if you're here with me, it's 50 people in here. If y'all are enjoying this conversation, like hit that thumbs up and let us know, like, okay, it's a resonance, it's appreciated. Like I'm telling y'all, everything is energy. And right now, because the energy is dark matter and highly programmable, that you really want to tap in. So when something resonates, like just, I be like when I'm listening to something that's good, if I can push their heart, I'm like, universe, see, this that shit I'm on, I'm giving donations like, yo, what's your cash app? What's your PayPal? Because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let this moment slide. We got all this highly programmable energy. Like I'm gonna be investing my
frequency
investments.
Yeah. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Make your investments now. It's certain moments and times where your investments will give you a bigger return, and the time is now. So if you invest in a lot of ego shit, wounded shit, now you go get a lot of that.
Work on it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You will be glad you did.
So if you all would take a deep breath. If you're driving, don't do it. Just listen. If y'all would take a deep breath, I want to walk y'all into this because I know how difficult it is to get the monkey mind to settle down. And so this is kind of one of the ways I trick my mind into settling down. And you feel so much better when you can quiet that mental space. So even though thoughts may be coming in while I'm talking, just go with the flow as best you can. Breathe, Don't really think hard about nothing. Just once
Ashe.
I
Thank you
say
for
it
that.
and you think, that's it, okay?
Thank you, King's
Ashe.
Corner.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
baby.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely for the
so
tribe.
this meditation
11
is
11.
so powerful. Let me say this too, because this is not a meditation I learned from anybody else that anybody else has ever done before. This is something that I created. And so let me say this. In this meditation, you're gonna have to do some work. And that work is gonna be allowing your subconscious mind to communicate messages to you in the form of whatever item appears while you're doing this meditation. If nothing happens to appear for you, that's okay. You can just repeat this meditation and do it again. Just rewind this and do it again. If I can find the time, I stopped doing readings because I just been so consumed with so much other work. But I'll try to just do the meditation alone and upload that. 30 may never return to you 36 to 100 fold. I forgot to say that. We in this highly programmable energy. So like
Thank
watch, you go
you.
get a check or something that you weren't even expecting. I'm telling you, just watch and see.
Ashe.
But so if something does pop up and you don't understand what, because I'm going to call forth an image, right? And I'm basically calling this forth from your Akashic record, right? So it's going to come through maybe your own personal subconscious programming. It could come through a collective level of something we've all faced and dealt with. Whatever that is that shows up for you, like, be open. This is going to help you strengthen your intuition, and this is going to help you to strengthen your creativity. Be open to whatever it is. Whatever shows up, don't judge it. Just be curious like a kid, look at it and be like, yeah, okay, I didn't expect this to pop up when she said that. Don't judge it. And then this is what happens. After you see the object, right? This whatever object shows up is going to be the object that has a message for you to assist you in mastering your egoic self and being able to be more of your higher self, the best version of you, more authentic. So you're just going to trust the universe. If you have no clue what it means, you're just going to trust the universe to show it to you. So basically, you're like calling the universe for synchronicity. So after we do this meditation, just pay attention and observe throughout your days following and see what comes up. Whatever image it is that pops up from my subconscious mind, it always eventually comes up, sometimes really quickly. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy, because in the meditation I saw a dragonfly, and then I'll see a dragonfly the next day just doing some mad weird shit, and I'd be like, okay, I know that I'm an active participant in this awakening, and that I am being heard, that I am God, I am goddess. I am in a relationship with nature and the universe, right? I am that I am. So yes, that mess will come. So this meditation is a way to do all of that in one short little meditation. So y'all ready? Like, I'm excited. I hope that you all can stick with us. Ashe. May they return you 36 to 100 fold.
Ashe.
Yes. I'm rich, bitch. Rick James. He like, I'm rich, bitch. I get it now. Be on your Rick James shit, y'all, because his energy is highly programmable, right? It'll retain the template of what you're speaking.
That's right.
All right, so if you would close your eyes for me. Yeah. Close your eyes. If you're driving or something, operating machinery, please don't. But if you're sitting and safe, just close your eyes. Just be with your body. Be present. You're just sitting aside the ego. We don't have to keep up false pretenses. We don't have to keep up appearances. We can just be. We don't have to be perfect. We're just being right now. Breathing and being. Take a deep breath in. Fill your belly with this breath. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. If you can, drop your shoulders. A lot of us carry a lot of burden in our shoulders. Another deep breath. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. It's okay. Just blowing out everything. You're just being right now. You're not trying. You're not struggling. You're not stressing. You're not worrying. You're just being in the present moment, grateful. Now I want you to visualize yourself. You are standing in an all white room. White floors, white walls, white ceiling. And I want you to turn around and you're going to see a box. It has a lock on it. I want you to grab the lock and pull it out. Pull the lock out of the box, unlocking it, opening it up. It wasn't closed, it was just laying there, tricking you, making you think it was locked away, but it was just really a dummy lock stuck in there. I want you to unlock this lock, so slide it out. I like to smile right here, and I'm like, oh, you almost tricked me. I thought this was locked away from me, and actually the lock was just sitting there. Sit it down. Now, before we open this box, whatever is in this box carries a message for you. From source, from our ancestors. Remember, there is a unity or oneness, right? And this message for you is going to be a message that's going to assist you in your journey, in your healing, especially if you find yourself getting stuck, especially if you find yourself not being able to break out of loops and cycles that you are ready to be free of. Whatever is in this box, trust that what it is exactly what you needed. You don't have to think hard. Don't be sitting up here thinking like, should I visualize a bowl of cereal? Or like, you ain't got to do that. When I say open the box, just open it with curiosity like a child. Reach in and look and see what it is. So let's lift the box now. We're opening the box. Now peek over in the box and see what is in there. No judgment. It don't have to make sense, right? Oftentimes, the spiritual realm does not make sense to the conscious mind, but it is revealed to you later. Whatever you are looking at now, this carries a message for you, okay? Now, I want you to give gratitude and thanks for this message. So however you do that, if you like to just put your hands together at your heart and say thank you, or hold your heart and say thank you. So thank you for showing yourself to us. We trust that whatever message has been needing to be received by us, that it shall come. We trust the process. We trust the universe. We trust our higher selves that's assisting us in this simulation. We trust our ancestors. We trust our spirit guides. We trust our star tribes. We trust, and we know that we know that we know that we are sovereign beings, and we have the power and the ability to align with synchronicities. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Exhale. Just gratitude. Just releasing the density. Releasing everything else. Just gratitude. Just thankful. If you want to take another deep breath and just breathe in this moment, do it at your own pace. And release. As you're releasing, you're knowing that I will not be the same. That after this meditation, I will feel an improvement in my vibration, and I will have an improvement in the simulation. Now, open your eyes. I love to do that because my mind must be really crazy, because it always be something different in the box. And it always be something that just make me be like, what in the world was on my mind?
It hit different every time.
That day, that's what I saw. So I kind of want to ask y'all what y'all see just because I'm nosy as hell. I like doing this a lot. If you're comfortable with sharing what you saw, put it up in the chat and let us see what did you see. You know, again, sharing is another way to be open with this new energy and just not being in resistance, not being in fear. You know, there's no judgment here. Nobody's gonna judge anybody here. And if that happens, you definitely gonna have to leave because we're just not supporting that energy anymore. No, it's too detrimental. You saw a heart. That's deep. Wow, that's deep. You saw a black box, a black cube. Wow, Sheila, that's
Yeah.
deep too.
Yeah.
Wow, Ebony, you saw a shield. Wow. That sound like there might be some things going on within maybe your family shield, you know? Like your lineage. That's powerful. Let's see, what did you see? You saw a samurai sword with an inscription on the handle. God damn, Johnny. I had him. I when one of my meditations, I saw the exact same thing, and what it was revealing to me came through in a TV show I found on Netflix the next day, and I was just like, "This crazy." This is why I saw this particular sword right here is the power of my word, of my ashe, and I've been afraid to speak and be me because I'm afraid people will not receive me. So the sword was my word, and the inscription was my energy, and it was just like, pick it up. So that's beautiful. Oh, a butterfly key. That's beautiful.
You said darkness
A
in the
darkness
box.
in the box and it pushed you out. That's interesting too. So we see that you have some like shadow aspects within your subconscious mind that's compartmentalized and it's like, I don't want you to come in. You know?
That's
Like
good.
I'm not ready for you to come in.
That's
I'm not
good.
supposed to be interpreting this for y'all, but it just is exciting. It's just
But
coming.
that helps,
If
though.
it comes like that, I'm gonna give it to you. So that's that's just what
golden
it is.
beehive.
But still allow the message to come to you. That's beautiful. A golden beehive. Wow. So yeah, a pink stone. Wow, a red gem and a gray crystal.
A
That's
bunch of colorful butterflies.
Terrence saw millions. Shay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
millions too. Everywhere. Yes. So y'all see the power that most of you here seem like you were able to visualize something. Okay. Trust that the universe will send that message. Yeah. So this is what I did. I don't know if y'all follow me and our business page on Instagram or TikTok because that's where I posted the information. But I created the Lakshmi. No, sorry. Initially,
Kali.
I thought I was going to work with Lakshmi. And then Kali pulled up with this Lionsgate and was like, no, y'all need to get your ego in check because all this dark matter that's in the air right now is like, if you either go be the predator or the prey. Right, and so if you don't put your ego in check, then you become weakened and vulnerable, and you either be vulnerable intentionally, and then it make you stronger, or you be forced to be vulnerable from getting hurt, and triggered, right? So it's like Kali's energy came through, and Kali was just like, it's time. I had already ordered all of the stuff that I needed to create it, but I wait until the time is right for me to give birth to whatever it is. So Kali pulled up on me, and Kali was just like, it's time. So this right here, I talked about it on IG and TikTok. This right here is the Kali Lotus Potion. It's very powerful. This is not, just like your typical oils, maybe some of the magic oils that we make at home ourselves. I source products like agar wood, Egyptian musk,
Very powerful.
resin. Like I went and got the most powerful things, the energy of rosemary. I went and got the most powerful things to help us neutralize the ego. Not only does this neutralize your ego, but this helps to diminish the spell that we're over to allow our limitations to control us. So if you notice, if you follow us the way that I have been posting stuff, especially, and Ernest is coming along with me, you're seeing an energy of authenticity, resonance, an energy of I'm not enslaved by what other people
Think.
think about me,
That's right.
right? And so this potion has definitely been helping us to do this. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I very specifically I have been told, let me tell you, because Kali destroys black magic, her energy destroys limitations. It destroys your ego. She is the destroyer. They've made the destroyer sound like a negative thing because if
Mm-hmm.
you're always trying to save yourself from the tower falling, when do you ever become the phoenix that rise from the ashes?
That's
It's
true.
trickery.
Yep.
So this is for people who are really ready to do the work. And now, fellas,
Serious.
I know this bottle may not speak to you. It may. No judgment.
But it's
However, what's
content.
inside this bottle is
It
what this is
works.
about.
Yeah, I've been on it.
And yeah, he's already been having a lot of results. Now, the reason why I
Mm-hmm.
did this, because something as powerful as this to remove black magic and stuff like that, like it needs to be inside a very beautiful handmade container
It's
because this
valuable.
represents the valuable treasure of being
Mm-hmm.
able to neutralize your ego,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that was what I was given. And of course my ego came up and it was like, oh, that don't make sense. Why ain't nobody but the women gonna buy it? You know, and I'm just like, look, Hampson, it's
Ego.
okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
If a man buy it because he wanna work with the energy that's in this bottle and he ain't faded by the bottle, guess what? He just did something that was
A
considered that is
step towards destroying
exactly.
your, I mean, neutralizing your ego.
Exactly. Where he
Mm-hmm.
was like, it don't matter to look feminine. I
Mm-hmm.
got masculine and feminine energy within me. I have
Mm-hmm.
no judgment to feminine energy, you know? And so it's also the shape of a flower because we are in
Lotus.
the flowering year
Mm-hmm.
according to the Mayan calendar. So there's no filter or nothing on here. This is just what this is. And again, I've had these for probably 7 to 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I like I said, I had to source all the products and find vendors and stuff for everything, and it was so expensive. I spent a couple of grand getting everything to put it together, and so it's finally ready. We will be posting this new product tonight. We have music that we'll be sharing tonight. We have a video that we did. Like y'all, we've been this energy like really been, man, it's been good to us. It's been beneficial. And that's because we're choosing.
That's right. That's right.
You got to make the
Mm-hmm.
choice.
Mm-hmm.
You can't exist in 4D forever. Come on over to the 5D side, be accountable, responsible, make a choice, be sovereign, and don't be afraid what people think.
And what I want to add
Oh,
to all
God.
of that is,
You pulling ropes again?
yeah, this is a energetic pulling you along. Um, One thing that neutralizing the ego does is to help you to get into the flow. It definitely
Yeah.
helps you to get in the flow. The more that I've been releasing resistance and just pretty much just letting go and allowing myself when I could possibly be triggered to go into some type of ego clash, just freeze and don't hold no space for resistance. We've been able to get so much more accomplished. So I just want to add that, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to encourage you, whether you get the Kali potion or not, you just begin to start working to neutralize your ego. Just watch how much of a flow state that you'll find yourself moving in. You want to do this without a doubt. Without a doubt. You look around, we look in society, and we see so much going on. You can point out when people be in their ego. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it behooves us to do it.
Now, let me say this too, because I really like
Thank you, the king.
I usually write really, really long blogs on each product. It's just not it's not being respectful to myself to continue doing that unless it's absolutely necessary. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collect the ingredients, some of them, because I gotta stop doing that too. You know, posting all my ingredients, even though people don't know exactly the timing, the planetary timing, the magic that's used. Still, I got to stop doing that. So, but I am going to give you enough so that you all can make a conscious decision on whether or not you want to work with this energy. It smells so good. It's a very
Yeah, it is.
unisex smell.
It is.
You know, it can
Yeah.
it's for masculine and feminine, which
Mm-hmm.
was really beautiful. I don't even know how the hell I knew how to do that, but it was perfectly balanced. And you know, unisex perfumes is pretty rare. They don't make a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yes, there's that. Now, because again, this gets rid of black magic, and I mean this shit is potent. So don't put it on your hands. I wouldn't put it on my hands,
I
and
didn't.
so
I
I'm gonna
haven't
tell
put it
you
on
not
mine
to,
either. Yeah.
because that's not how it was given to me. It was given to me to put it on the sole of your foot, and you only need one drop,
Drop.
not one drop on each foot. Now I don't know, unless you really going through some shit and you in warfare and you walking through the valleys of the shadows of death and you trying to fear no evil. You know what I'm saying? You need Kali to help you destroy your enemies, then, you know, do
Mm-hmm.
what you need to do. But smell it first. For those of you who purchase it, smell it first. Because it's so strong. When you smell it, you can tell that shit might perform an exorcism on you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you might have a whole new demon come forward and you're like, yo, I need to
Mm-hmm.
integrate you. Nice to
Mm-hmm.
meet you. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that could happen. So many things could happen, but it's so powerful that typically one drop is all that you need, and put it on the sole of your feet. And then I take my 2 feet and just rub my 2 feet together. It's that strong. And
Mm-hmm.
so the smell, the aura from this, you can literally smell it rising up and over your crown throughout the day. Like throughout the whole day, you get whiffs of it out the blue.
Mm-hmm.
You'll forget about it, and it'll just get in the
Mm-hmm.
air.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really proud of this product. I'm proud of myself, but I was in a hurry to get it out, and I wasn't channeling the ingredients, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna sit down and just look at no book and be like, oh, you can use this crystal for that, and this for that, and that for that, and that for that. I wanted it to come from myself, and so it did. And Kali, I was like, Kali, like I kind of don't want to be known for destroying people's limitations. And, you know, Kali is pretty negative. She was like, ego shit. I was like, let me go get some potion. Put it on. I had a moment. And this helps to meditate. This is also going to make you more magnetic because of what has been used. You can do your own research on the metaphysical properties of oud as well. Like, I'm going to put a brief content, but you can go and research this and study it. So this will be the first of the Lux products that we will be presenting
Mm-hmm.
on the website. So yeah, I think that's it. We kind of went all the way around the world tonight. How
Mm-hmm.
y'all feeling? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how did y'all enjoy the
I
show
appreciate
tonight?
it. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
so appreciative.
me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It's
funny.
always wonderful to be a student, y'all.
It is because
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, like, it's funny because no matter how much you keep evolving, like, you're just a student of life,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And the
Awesome.
ancestors cue, we don't do this shit for
For
clout.
clout. I ain't doing shit for clout.
They just still going. And oh
Ain't
my
doing shit for
gosh, I
clout.
just can't with y'all. You
Thank
loved it.
you.
I say we love your comments, and you was in there litty. I can tell you've been doing the work. You know, like when you've been doing the work and you have this level of conversation, you be having a lot of shit you want to say because you're like, yeah, I experienced this, I learned this. For those of you who are kind of quiet, that's great too because you're just taking it in. You know, we don't want y'all to take our word for it.
Mm-hmm.
We just are here to be the messengers to share the information that seems like it's just hard to find. And
That is
you
so
know, and
true.
so yeah, Kali just yeah, she walking the planet. Segment is walking this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Mayat comes after, you know. So yeah, that's what it is. So if you're not a member on the website, become a member so you stay in the know what we're doing. Like I said, we're doing music and stuff, and you know, trying to get more stuff out. So because this energy is available to do that. So check
Thank
us
you,
out.
Devlin.
Become members on there. We have Patreon now. You will find that link in the description. The link is in the bio
Yeah.
of IG.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Terrence,
gonna
the name of it is the Kali Lotus Luxury
yeah, Kali
Potion.
Lotus Lux.
Mm-hmm.
Um like this shit right here. This shit make you be like, as I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. Because my higher self is with me. Because Kali is with me. No
Mm-hmm.
weapon formed against, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's like just looks pretty, you know? So, yeah, it's interesting.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad y'all enjoyed. We enjoyed y'all as always. I know that you all, some of you have been messaging me, you would like to get a reading. So I did a collective reading. If you missed that, go check that out. I will be doing more collective readings. Just because they're collective don't mean it's not going to speak like something that I've really been working on honing and mastering is being able to tap into each person's energy because time and space to do that reading and for it to hit hard, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to hit hard. I wanted to penetrate through some stuff and I wanted to really speak to you and be of resonance. So I know some of you are a little not really feeling great about me not doing personal readings, but I will be doing collective readings. And you'll be able to access that on Patreon. The stuff that we get in trouble for, that we get censored for, channels get took down, profiles get took down, get strikes for, and all that, that's gonna be on Patreon too. The stuff that's probably slightly more occultic than most people are ready for, those things will be on Patreon. So Patreon is gonna be kind of like the container for the stuff that the world is not really wanting people to be on right now. And so yeah, I think that's a great because that is an even exchange of energy. And so to balance out the scales, to bring my yacht, we must learn how to have even energy.
That's right.
Which is why it's like,
Takes
no,
both.
let me raise my value, move different. So when people connect with me, it's not on some